Kherson region here has been such an active theater of this war, and the struggle continues. There is continuing shelling of this area by Russians from just across the Dnieper river. This was an area that the Russians occupied very swiftly since the start of the invasion, now well over a year ago. Russian forces moved into the entire oblast. They moved into Kherson city itself. That was the only regional city that they managed to occupy, and they remained in occupation for more than 9 months. The Russians were dislodged after a very strong counteroffensive from the Ukrainians. The Russian forces were surrounded in this area on 3 sides with just the river behind them, and the supply lines were cut off. This was a very successful Ukrainian operation. The Russians risked being deprived of essential supplies and perhaps being taken prisoner, and of course then they retreated across the river to the other side. But from there the shelling continues. The entire area has been hit. It has been devastated. It has been abandoned. Not a lot of life around here that you can see, just the occasional bit of traffic, but homes here have been emptied out, abandoned, and why wouldn't they be? This clearly is no place to live. Some people still living in the town, but most of this area is now abandoned. This is a continuing war here. The area is within very easy shelling distance of Russians from across the river, and that shelling continues almost every single day. There is further destruction, further devastation, and continuing casualties. This still may not be the last. This could well become the theater again, either for another Russian push or for a Ukrainian counteroffensive. Forces here are fully readied and fully braced for further action to come, and the area continues to be extremely tense. There is a move now to try and bring some normalcy back while the military preparations continue, but that has not gone very far. People have left. Some have left to go to other countries, but a lot of people have moved out from here to other parts of Ukraine. We've had a degree of return, but that certainly is no more than just a trickle. And so this area remains tense. This area remains a battleground. Just the river separating Ukrainians and the Russians. That again is a very firm barrier. That river is not going to be easy for forces of either to cross, but this would be a critical point should there be a counteroffensive from the Ukrainians towards the south. The Ukrainians have the ambition of trying to recapture Crimea. That aim is some distance away, but should that push come, that push will come from here and through here, and this really continues now to be a battleground.